Right now, the day's biggest news stories from a Vegas perspective. This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
What's up, everybody? It is the Vegas Take. Glad you could join us. It is Wednesday today, isn't it? I think they call that hump day. I don't even know what that means, by the way. Maybe they're talking about the AVN Awards, the porn expo that's starting up this weekend at Hard Rock. I don't know. But anyway, welcome to the show. Glad you could join us. A lot to get to today, a lot to go over. Just in a minute here, we're going to be talking about this crazy situation that took place at the Fashion Show Mall and involved a gun. We're going to talk to a witness who had to experience some of the fear that was taking place. We got some impeachment audio yesterday. Nothing really shocking, right? I mean, what happened yesterday is what we thought what would happen. Republicans will vote Republican and Democrats will vote Democrat. It was a sad joke yesterday. So we'll talk about day one of the trial. And Hillary Clinton saying some really dumb things about Bernie Sanders, and it's part of the reason why she didn't win in 2016. We'll get to that. Then we got Judge James Rogan joining us in hour number 2. If you don't remember who this judge is, he's a former congressman. He was one of the Clinton impeachment managers. So, man, what a great guest to have on to talk about bringing back some memories down memory lane. So he'll be joining us. And then the New York Post's very own Emily Saul will be joining us. She has been covering the Michael Avenatti situation, his conditions in that jail cell, why he is there, and what is next for Michael Avenatti. She will be joining us. Hour number 3, plenty of sports to talk about. A nutty college basketball game yesterday that reminded me of the Malice at the Palace, the brawl that took place in the stands. This was sort of like that in a sense. Kansas and Kansas State, why I believe that several college basketball players will not be putting on a uniform for the rest of the year. We'll get to that coming up in hour number 3. And, of course, UNLV basketball on the road tonight playing their in-state rivals, Nevada, Reno. So we'll get to all that loaded show. But as I mentioned last night, I got some text messages from a few friends of mine, very similar to the text messages I got on October 1. And those text messages read, hey, we have a mass shooting. This is going on at the Fashion Show Mall. People have been shot. And, of course, the first thing that enters my mind is, oh, my God, how many people have died? What is going on? I put on the TV. Police everywhere surrounding the Fashion Show Mall. Yes, we've learned that, thank God, nobody's lost their life, but the shooter is still on the loose. Several people were injured with gunshot wounds. And joining us on the line right now, I wanted to talk to somebody who was actually there that sadly had to be in fear and had to go through all this, sadly. But we really do appreciate Leba Kazi is joining us on Leba Kazi, I apologize, is joining us on the line right now. And she was in the mall when all this took place. Leba, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm glad to hear that you got out of there okay. Can you take me back to exactly, just a normal night for you, right? I would imagine you were in the Forever 21 store. That's what you told our producer. Take it from there. You're there with a few friends of yours. Talk to me about what happened right before you were asked to leave that store.
Right. So my sister-in-law and I were just shopping. We're in the $5 section, enjoying the sale. And my brother was sitting in a chair at the front of the store just waiting for us. He was holding our purses. And he sees the Forever 21 employees running to the front door and locking it. And he asked what was going on. And they informed him that there's an active shooter. And then he heard gunshots.
Oh, my God.
So he ran over to me and my sister-in-law, and he was just screaming our names, and he found us. And we were like, what's going on? And just by the way he was screaming our names, we knew something was wrong. And my first thought, living in the world we live in, was shooter. And then I was like, no, that can't be it. And so he gets to us, and we were like, what's going on? And he goes, there's an active shooter in the mall. We have to get out. And we had this moment where we were like, we didn't know what to do. And we just hear a lady scream, go to the back and make a right. And everyone in the section takes off running at the same time. And we're all just running to the back. We're not sure what we're running towards. But we're just trying to get out of there.
How many gunshots do you think you heard?
I think my brother heard one, maybe two.
So you see people running. You're obviously scared, as I think everybody would probably be. Are you thinking of October 1 and you're thinking, oh, my God, is this another mash? Like, what is going through your mind when you're running and trying to get out of there?
We hear about all the time. And I was just thinking, oh, my God, I'm actually in a shooting. And October 1st of 2017 did cross my mind. And I was just thinking, how many people are hurt? Does he have an AR-15? Like, what does this person have? Is there only one shooter? Is there multiple?
Right. You have no idea.
Where are they?
Yeah, right. You have no idea.
I didn't know how close or how far. I knew they were close enough that my brother was able to hear gunshots.
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry you had to go through that. So as you're trying to get out of the mall, I would imagine was it like kind of pandemonium? Were there a lot of people running with you? How many people did you see running with you trying to get out of there? And then when you finally get out of the mall, what happens next?
So there were about a bit over a dozen or so people running with us, maybe like 2 dozen. And it was really difficult because we were all running, but as you get closer to the back of the store, there's people who didn't know what was happening, and they're still like shopping and going about their business. And so we had to try and like nonchalantly get their attention and be like, we have to get out of here. And as people saw us running towards the exit, they like came running with us. And there was a security guard at the exit who was like shuffling us all through.
Oh my God.
He got us all out of there. And then once everyone was out, he shut the door and locked it with himself inside. And I saw him run to like the front of the store.
Well, obviously he's a hero, and I think that can't be spoken enough. You know, this isn't even a police officer, right? You're saying a security guard helping you guys get out of the mall, locking the door, keeping himself in there and doing his job. And I think it's very, very important to call out the heroes and the people that are so brave, because usually, I'm sure you would agree, Liba, we hear the people that are not brave. Those are the people that we talk about in the media, the people that are cowards, but we don't talk enough about the heroes. And it sounds to me that security guard is extremely brave and did a great job and could have saved lives. So we certainly need to commend him. Okay, so you get out of the mall. You're out of there. The security guard locks the door. What happens next for you?
I completely agree with your sentiment. When I saw him run back in, I thought of Parkland, where the school cop didn't do anything, and I was like, that's so amazing.
Right.
And once we were out, we walked away from the building a bit, and people were just standing outside in huddles. We could hear police sirens coming, and we just had this moment of what now? Like,
right.
We're out of the mall, but we're still like right at the entrance. We're still standing outside. We still don't know where this person or people are. And our car was parked in the parking garage.
How long were you waiting out there before you were able to just leave and get in your car and go home?
Well, we were there for maybe around 10 minutes, just trying to figure out what to do. And we had this discussion of should we get the car or not? Because the car, we got a good parking spot. It was like right next to the entrance of the mall.
Right.
And so we were like, the shooter could easily be there trying to get out.
Right. Exactly.
It didn't seem worth it to go get the car, so we just grabbed a cab and came back to our hotel room and then went back an hour later for the car. So
you don't live in Las Vegas. You're a tourist here, having fun, having a vacation?
Yeah, so my sister-in-law lives here and my brother is moving here. So
Gotcha.
we just came to look at apartments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this might be difficult for you to hear, but right now, but I'll tell you something. Vegas is a pretty safe place, and I understand it's hard to say that when we've had 58 people that lost their lives on October 1. But let me just say I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I'm sorry that you're out here just to have a good time. That's a traumatizing experience that you had to go through. I think that would be traumatizing for everybody, but we're very happy that you're safe. We're very happy that you're with your friends and family, and I really do appreciate you sharing your story with us, Liba. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you, and stay safe, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Sure. I appreciate you telling your story, Liba. Thank you again. That's Liba Kazi. She was in the Forever 21 store at the Fashion Show Mall Wow, that's just riveting stuff, right? You're with a family member. Imagine that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine you're with a friends, maybe a family member. You're in a store, in a mall, and one of your friends or a family member is screaming out your name. Let's get the hell out of here. There's a shooting. Let's get the hell out of here. Just imagine that for a second. You're just there with friends, just hanging out. Just like the people at the Route 91 festival that were just there hanging out at the concert, having fun. And then all of a sudden you hear shooting. Now, that was a different situation because right away people didn't know what was going on because of the situation. People didn't know there were real gunshots being fired. But it appears to me of what that very, very brave young lady, Liba, was telling us, that one of her family members right away knew that it was gunshots. People knew right away. And it also appears to me, and I could be wrong on this one, but the shooter is still on the loose, by the way. We certainly know that. It appears to me that the shooter wasn't trying to kill innocent people. Based on the information that police have said, what we know is that there were a bunch of juveniles, and what I mean by they were kids, not older adults, that got into some sort of verbal confrontation. Then one of these juveniles pulls out a gun. It doesn't appear to me that this juvenile was just trying to kill innocent people. It appears to me that it surrounded around that argument. However, when you're recklessly shooting a gun in a populated place, innocent people could be hurt or killed. Luckily, thank God, nobody lost their life. But what we have learned is that there are at least 3 people that were hurt. I would imagine those are gunshot wounds. But again, we're going to get more information as it comes forward. First thing I thought about was October 1, right? We're never going to forget that day. I'm telling you, I got those same text messages last night. There's something crazy going on at Fashion Show Mall. Shooting. Mass shooting at the Fashion Show Mall. Then I saw the images. I put on the local news, and I see 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 cop cars and fire trucks. I'm thinking to myself, oh, my God. When I turned on the TV on October 1, very similar images of just a lot of cop cars. Nobody really knows what's going on. Thank God nobody was seriously hurt or killed. Let's find this dumb idiot that decided to pull out a gun and shoot in a crowd. Let's find this jackass that did that. Geez, I wonder how he purchased a gun. I guess the answer is more guns, huh, folks? Yeah, according to my friends on the right. More guns have to be the answer, right? Let's just arm everybody. Sure, that makes complete sense. Thank God nobody lost their life. Dangerous times we're living in. That sounded like a very bright young girl that we spoke with just a few minutes ago that shared her story. How about that, huh? Is that going to help tourism? Here she is coming out here with her friends and family. She doesn't live here, having a good time. She has to evacuate the mall because of a shooting. Boy, that'll make you come back to Las Vegas, won't it? And by the way, I mean that when I say Las Vegas is pretty safe. Considering the 24/7 lifestyle, alcohol, and everything else, Vegas is a pretty darn safe place to live, in my personal opinion. Yeah, there are some bad areas in Las Vegas, just like there's bad areas everywhere. But considering the lifestyle and the convenience of this city, I would say as a whole, Vegas is much safer than many other places in the country. And I think for the most part, Metro, the police officers here do a pretty darn good job. And things could be much worse. But I got to tell you, this gun violence needs to stop. I don't have the answers, but I have some opinions on it. I think we could help prevent some of these things from happening. We're going to find this kid who did this, punish him as an adult as far as I'm concerned. I don't care if he's 14 or 18 or 13. He certainly must have some parents, right? How the hell did he get his hands on a weapon? And if he's dumb enough to pull it out in a mall, put that kid behind bars until he's 50. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want this monster in society. People could have died last night. And this idiot, I wonder what the fight was over. I wonder what that was about. What was that about? I bet you it was like, somebody owed the kid $20, something petty like that started an argument. It would not shock me one bit. Who's paying for the Uber ride home? That's how some of these things started with these idiots. I'm telling you, that's how some of these arguments start. I've heard of people dying in this city, and it happens everywhere, literally over like $5 over a drink. People have died over stupid crap like that. Metro's going to find this kid. I know if you're listening right now, you're hiding somewhere. Maybe you're hiding in some basement of one of your friends' homes. The police are going to find you. You better just turn yourself in. because eventually Metro is going to find you, and you're going to make things a lot worse on yourself if you don't turn yourself in now. Trust me when I say that. And if you're thinking of doing something stupid and you still have that gun on you, there's a chance you're going to lose your life if you battle it out with police. Turn yourself in. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the impeachment, the actual trial that took place yesterday, everything that took place yesterday, why I'm not surprised, why I think it's bad for America, and what does it mean for Donald Trump. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to The Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDAWN.